Hi everybody. This shirt stands out because of strangers beside me in West Virginia, I don't know, a decade ago. They gave it to me after I spoke, and they said, and all the crowd was cheering, and they said, please keep telling stories. And this shirt came back into my life right after my brain surgery, December 2019. They didn't know I was wearing it at my parents' house in the basement. I couldn't really move. And they sent me a group text checking in. They felt like they should, and I gave them an idea, and they said, you were picked. We knew it. Well, the story, and I knew it was time because when I looked down it was 10:18 a.m. and it must be 10:19 now, I don't know, but I just talked to groups of strangers that I felt I was supposed to, because I learned a lot in life about the stranger beside me and how they all, many of them, and saved my life and turned into lovers of mine, and meaning families, etc., friends, a wife, her family. So it's how to look at everything and see it differently, and that number 7 is the one that came at me. And what I learned today is, I don't know if these numbers won last night, you see, but 5, 8, 17, 34, 47, and then special 2. I picked those for reasons, but they stand out to me. But then I, throughout the night, kept waking up, and when it happens, things come to my mind. And is the next thing going to move me forward so the world can hear this? Because people have always said, Jeremy, you're a different speaker, but we love it, thank you. And it comes through my brain soul. And I finally got here. And Steve Jobs is one who's kept me up. And in his name, in like 7, STEVEN. So C stands out just like on 7. And what I'm getting at is, I saw, it was 10:17 a.m. when I was talking to the strangers. C, teen. So Jeremy, act like a teen. So I went up to him, I said, thank you. In there, you just all look amazing. And older men, you inspire me, all men do. And young woman, a daughter of one of you too, you inspire me equally. And since you're strangers beside me, I think I'm supposed to show you what my kids love. And that's whenever I catch these, they turn into this or this. He said, whoever you are, keep going. I said, well, when I woke in the middle of the night, I did say, okay, powers that are leading me, is this 7, 17, 27, 37, the 7, 31 especially sometimes, it keeps coming at me, is this real? And then I just fall back asleep. And I woke up, it was 3:17 a.m. And then, because what I mean is, I then wake up, I go, okay, proof it. And I click my phone and then take a screenshot. And I'm serious. And then I fell back asleep and then did it again, and it was like 7:17 a.m. I was like, whoa. And then I fall asleep, and then I had a quick dream. I can't remember who was in it, but someone sharing things about just go for it, we all expect you to. And it was one of my wife's great friends, I can't remember which one, and her husband, who I know too. And then I awoke. I didn't know it was 10 minutes later. I didn't. And and I clicked again, it was 7:27, and this got me triggered. And then what came to my brain was truth equals change. Change is my focus today. 37 forever changed me. Or changed me forever. I don't know which one I got, but it's something like that. And what stands out in that is 27 letters. And then truth equals change. I think the 2 possible presidents need to hear it. All leaders, we're going to have fun. This is the truth. All of this is the truth. And yes, I will keep going until, are all of us watching this going to get this? Well, a great example of many is a Family Dollar group miles away said, Jeremy, we watched you come in and you were depressed and sad and very sick and going through everything, and then brain injury, and then brain injury and surgery, and then a McLaughlin surgery. And throughout all this, though, we've seen your growth, and we love and trust you and your children. We've only got to meet a few times, but so you know, all that stuff you kept sharing with us, we read it, we believe, we started praying to powers. And like you said, the people that left our earth, from Steve Jobs to Prince to Michael Jackson, and you know, the Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, the list keeps going. She goes, but just wanted you to know that now, gosh, 7, 17, 27, especially 7 and 17, and the 7 keeps coming at us. And I was like, great. So I showed you all in the beginning the lottery numbers I picked last night, which I never do that. It was 2 nights in a row, but I saw it differently after all this. Truth equals change is 17 letters. Came out to $12.70 17 cents. And GoDaddy sent it at 9:47 a.m. to tell me. And my customer order number started with 17 again. This is real. Truth equals change, 17. So what I'm getting at is the truth equals change. So I shouldn't be scared and nervous to share everything I'm getting. The Mind of God by Dr. J. Lombard is a book that I guarantee you I bet none of you have ever read it. And even the staff here at the hotel, I chose to be able to do this all by myself and allow the children to be surprised and enjoy it. That staff started reading it only 2 pages in, like I was in the beginning, and they said, this is beginning to make sense and no one's ever heard of this. Jeremy, you need to share this with the world because it's how to use your brain in a different way to get rid of depression, anxiety, and everything. And I accepted what I led my life and my wife. I thank God for her because she's an amazing addiction. I took the AA from her name because I owe her, number one, with the world and showing everything I learned in our decade of knowing each other, and especially the last 7 years. But amazing addictions, and then Dr. J. Lombard and how he talks about our brains and how it shows how to use them in a different way to get rid of anxiety, depression, all these things. Changes are my focus today, and then truth equals change, so I just gave you the truth. And there's so much to share, and when I go live and stuff, you always get the real stuff, and I know it's gonna come through, and Steve Jobs all morning also leads me, and I see jobs from him. The jobs for all of us is to not think about money, not think about anything, but feeling young again. And Sarah Young, Jesus calling, it's like, okay, be young, Jeremy, feel young again and not think about all this negative stuff. Yep. And Sarah Young, so AA stands in that, amazing addiction, young. And if you were young, you'd go, okay, I'll try a new book like Jesus Calling, because I guess even if we don't believe in Jesus, the story's pretty cool. Yeah. Well, my point in sharing that is, if a young mindset kicks in, you might go, I'll try a new book, but I only want to read a page or 2 a day. Good, because in the morning it's on the left side of and at night, and then with the last piece, 1 to 2 sentences that stand out is a love to you, giving you the best, is on the right side is evening. This is real. So I always share the truth. And if anybody wants it, there's thousands of screenshots and everything. And a couple experts have come in to go, no one could act this out and, set up all these 717s, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that 17 stands out, and July 17th is coming. So how to look at everything differently, and I do, including all of your names. When everybody tells me their name, all the letters in them, and I see what pops up, a word or 2, and what stands out, and that's your new nickname. This is fun. So Martin Luther King is in the king. John F. Kennedy is on key. Donald Trump on a jump, including his middle name. And the other man, who you know very well, is phone in. And that came to my mind for him to phone in to Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, and others in his brain and ask them to lead him right now. You see, this can be fun. And one example of musicians, well, 2. There's Black Eyed Peas that always stands out to me, of course. CeeLo Green, who was who was from Goody Mob and a stranger beside me on a flight once, and he is amazing to me. We're all at equal levels. And then Justin Timberlake, who is in time. He always comes in time when I'm like, so remind me, shuffled music, I never pick. How am I supposed to get people's attention to tell them, with the Mind of God, the book, and everything I'll share, I believe they can get rid of depression, anxiety, all these things they don't need to have anymore. And there's people that have inspired me that have gone through it. My wife's mother, her entire family, my family, everybody who's inspired me to stick with this. And I don't know if they know that directly, but now they do. But is Justin Timberlake, in time, and then what song, right? And how do I treat the stuff they got me, the best of me forever, from depression to anxiety to past alcohol regrets, the list goes on. And his song that comes on almost every time, crack, bye, bye, bye. Yeah, and I'm with all of you to lead, if that's what I'm asked to do, and share everything I got, because it might take all those things that run your brain right now that you don't want anymore, and you can say bye, bye, bye. So on that note, one love.